It's a little funky. There is a lot on this palette here. Oh, I'm so nervous. Vince with V is for Vino here. Welcome to another session of Vino Blind, where we take a blind tasting, a red or a white, and we go through it together so that you can learn and I can learn. We are using the Court of Masters Advanced Wines. So that's the list of wines that these all could potentially be. I had my crew go out and get them, but obviously I didn't see them. Yeah, I'm excited. This is our fifth wine of the day. It's been an intense tasting day. I think I got 2 right, 2 wrong, and the ones that I was wrong, I was really close. So maybe I can nail it. So let's get into this wine. I said right away when she poured it, I was like, oh, this is purple. Purple wine. If you wonder what purple color wine looks like, this is it. This isn't red. This isn't ruby. This isn't, it doesn't really even add any garnet or anything. This is a nice purpley wine. It's a little transparent, like there's a little bit of extraction, but you can kind of see some of the writing through there. I don't get any color change or anything like that, so I don't think there's much age on it. There might be some oak still, but I don't think there's much age. That being said, let's get in on the nose. And as you know, what I say, the nose is the most important part, especially from a flavor component standpoint. Everything you can smell happens in your nose. When you taste, you're still actually getting a lot of that through your nose. So the nose is really important, and this first smell is really important. So, okay, pepper. I get a lot of pepper. Blue fruits to confirm kind of that like purpley wine. Purple wines tend to have blue fruits, so I'm still getting, blueberry and maybe this mix of like blue's kind of like right in the middle, right? If the fruit spectrum goes from red to blue to black, blue's in the middle. I might pull a little bit from reds, maybe some dark cherries. I might pull a little bit from blacks, maybe some lighter blackberry character or something like that. But this is kind of down the middle in purple land. And like I said, the pepper, maybe that spike spice component, and probably some violets. From a floral standpoint, it's a little funky. I don't know if that's winemaking or if that's earth. Sometimes that can happen from like reductive winemaking. Anyway, that's what I get from the nose. Fruit character is medium intensity. I smell it, getting some stuff out of it, but it's not like an aromatic wine by any means. I mentioned the violets, blue fruit. Let's get in on the palate. Lots of pepper. That's like the first thing I taste. It's not new, I said pepper before, but there is a lot on this palate here. And then the blue fruits, still there. From a structure, good tannin. Good tannin. I'd say like medium plus. It says some tannin structure. Acid, pretty high. I'd say medium to medium plus. Good acidity, medium plus. Body, not huge. Even though it's got good tannin, and it's got good acidity, I'd say a medium body. I'm getting some vanilla too, just going back to flavor perspective. Alcohol, about the same, medium. This is 14%, if I had to guess. Finish and complexity, finish is okay. Not super complex. I've kind of said everything that there is about it in a couple words, right? Blue fruit, pepper, a little bit of flour. It's pretty much what I get. So it's not super complex. I don't think there's much oak, if there's any at all. This might even be 100% stainless. It's pretty pure. I mean, I don't get any indicator for oak from the color. I'm not talking a ton about baking spice. So yeah, that's what I get on the palate. Let's head over here to our grapes. Because it's so much in blue fruit land, I mean, I could go through all these grapes one by one, but essentially, there's only a few grapes that have this blue fruit character, these purple wine characters. And that's sometimes Gamay, Syrah, and Malbec. That fruit character is just really distinct to those. So now the hard part, which is our initial conclusion. So I think it's one of those 3. Now let's talk about if it's Old World or New World, because that'll help me maybe hone in on one of those 3, right? Is it Old World or New World? This is always the one that's the hardest for me, calling the New World versus Old World. Because a lot of New World wine producers now make really good wines that kind of emulate some Old World style, so it can be tough. Let's talk about the cool climate or warm climate, and I'll go back to New World, Old World. I think it's either cool climate or it's high elevation, because the acid is really high. The body isn't huge, and those would be things, so that means a warmer climate. So I think this is a fairly cool climate, or, like I said, high elevation. Man, now I gotta make the call. I don't think it's Gamay. Gamay they make in Beaujolais, France, and it just has this really distinct bubblegum character, strawberries that I'm not really getting. And there's too much tannin, so I don't think it's Gamay. So I think it's either Malbec or Syrah. And the big question now is either one from where? I mean, Malbec's Mendoza, it's Argentina. So it's either a high altitude Malbec, and that's what's giving it freshness, but that pepper component is really leaning me towards Syrah. The only problem with Syrah is because it's so high in acid, and because it's so fresh, and because it's kind of a lighter body, that would lead me to like a Northern Rhone Syrah. But I'm not getting the hallmark earthiness that I would expect from a Northern Rhone Syrah. Australian Syrah is Shiraz, and those are big, rich, 15.5% alcohol. That's not this for sure. California can make some Syrahs like this. I would still expect it to be a little riper, but they can make some Syrahs in this style. Washington, usually riper than this. So I think it's either Northern Rhone Syrah or it's Malbec. It's a lot of spice for Malbec, but Malbec has spice. It seems New Worldy to me. As much as that spice, that pepper is throwing me off, I don't know, man. It's so much pepper. Could it be New World Syrah? This would be a really lean style of New World Syrah. It's just, so now at this point, it's kind of like, how do you pick between Malbec and Syrah? This isn't ripe enough to me to be Malbec. I mean, I expect Malbec to have a little more extracted character, a little richer, a little fuller, unless it's cheap Malbec. If it's cheap Malbec, it might be this. But the pepper character is so over the top. That's such a giveaway for Syrah. So I think it's Syrah. And I think it's from Rhone or it's from California. Because I'm leaning so much towards New World wine, I'm kind of thinking it's Santa Barbara Syrah. Because Santa Barbara is California, it's a New World wine region. It has the fruit, it has the pepper, it's lean like this tends to be. The only thing is I would still expect it to be riper than this. Like California Syrah, I love, and Santa Barbara Syrah is one of my favorites actually. It's one of my favorite wines of all time, but they're usually darker than this, and they're usually a bit more full body than this. All right, so here's one, I'm going Santa Barbara Syrah. I won't be shocked if it's something else. So here's final conclusion, it's Syrah. Place, Santa Barbara County, which is in California, which makes lean styles of Syrah. Quality or price, I think it's just 20 bucks. Age, this is very young. This is a 2020 vintage. My second guess is Malbec. If it's Northern Rhone Syrah, I won't be surprised, but my second guess is Argentinian Malbec. And that's what I'm going with. Final answer. Oh, I'm so nervous. Oh! Ba-boom! Come on, I'm crushing it today. I'm a 3 for 4 now. No, I'm 4 for 5 now. I'm 3 for 5, 3.5. That makes me happy. Bottled in Buellton, they're not, so they just say Central Coast. Central Coast technically includes Paso, but I mean, this is Santa Barbara for sure. I almost said 2021 on the vintage too. God, I would have been really happy if I got the vintage as well, but I mean, I'm close enough. Here's why I ended up at Santa Barbara Syrah. Versus Malbec, I mean, obviously the pepper. The pepper was just screaming at me. And then I didn't get that earthiness. It had that fruit character. I just felt like I had to go with a cool climate, New World wine that wasn't super ripe, and that's pretty much all it could be. So yeah, I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good. I hope we have this good a day tomorrow when we do the next round of these. But overall, thank you for joining me. Tell me if you got it, and in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Cheers, guys. Okay.
Good job, Vince. Bravo.
Not bad.